guys, Mayflom here, and this is a piece of watercolor paper. One of the things I like to do when I've got stamps, I like to play around on paper with them and try different ideas and see what I have that works well, what I have that I like, that I don't like, and so on and so forth. And you know what? I really like how this one turned out, and I want to make something with that. I want to make a little canvas piece with it, but, and looking at this, it's not the most inspiring to just have a chunk either cut out with scissors like I just did or with a paper trimmer. I wish I could have some kind of a fun shape, and I'm not sure what shape I want. That's where my scan and cut is going to come into play. So I am going to put this on a mat, we're going to scan this in, and we're going to find the perfect shape to cut this out with. So the first thing I'm going to do is go into pattern, and I'm going to start with, I'm feeling like circle would be an obvious choice. I'm going to say, okay, now I can move the circle around. I can push this button up here, and if you've watched my videos before, then you know you can move it here manually if you'd like to move it like so. You can also go into here and resize it, move it, flip it around if it was something that you want to do mirror image. There's lots and lots and lots of options with the scan and cut. And what I love the most about this machine is it's as simple as you want or as complex. If you wanted to get into using your computer and using the free software that's available, the scan and cut canvas on your computer and then moving files over. I mean, there's so much stuff you can do, but there's so much stuff I can do just right here on my machine. And that's what I want to show you today. So I'm going to just say okay for right now. And what I'm going to do is this button right here with the blue. What this will do is scan in your mat, and it'll scan. If there's anything on your mat, it's going to take a picture of it. It's going to scan it. So it's not going to do anything to our image. It's not going to change anything. And I'm moving my machine since the way my desk is. I can't leave the machine way up back here where we're filming. Okay, so I can move this and see what a circle would look like. Okay, and if I want to get more up close, if I push this button on the top, I can zoom in. What I love about this is going to be able, before I make a commitment to creating here, I can really see what it's going to look like. I can see where it's going to be. I can see if I like it, which I really do. But do I really like it, or do I wish there was a different shape? If I'm not so sure, I can move this off to the side, say okay, hit add, and pick a different shape. I was also thinking about a heart, so let's grab a heart. And these are just the basic shapes here. So I was thinking about a heart. Now, if we go up into here, remember I was talking about editing, we can make it bigger, but we can also, if we push this button right here, we can rotate the heart if we thought, oh, well, it would be great if it was at an angle. We can rotate the heart, or you can put it back. We can also resize it. We can also push this button right here and change it so that we're just increasing the height or just increasing the width if we want it to be a certain way. Now, the thing about the heart that I'm seeing is because it dips down in the middle where her head is, it's not actually going to be the ideal shape. So what we can do right here is hit this little garbage pail, say okay, say never mind, we don't want the heart. Now I'm going to go back in one more time and just look at the shapes. I love the basic shapes. I use the basic shapes so much, and there's so much that I do with them. Now this one I think is going to be the one I'm going to pick. Now watch this. I'm going to take this one, I'm going to go ahead and delete that one. I'm going to bring this one over, and I'm going to make this bigger. But see, here's the thing. Sometimes with a shape, when you look at it, for example, the two circles here, I can do a lot of things. I can change the width, I can change the height, but what I can't do is change the distance between the two circles. So if you get into a situation like that, you've got a couple of choices. You could cut it out, say on black paper, the way you think you want it, and then you could alter it. I've done that before with a cut file. Printed it out, altered it, because I'm much better with my hand. I'm much better with physical stuff than I am with, say, a computer program. The other thing you could do is, if it's a basic enough shape like this is, make two of them. Okay, and this first one, that's exactly what I want. Put the second one over it, and then change the shape. And if you think, I'm not so sure it's exactly perfect, well, what you can do is nudge it. Go in there and nudge it over a little bit. That should be just about perfect. And if it's not, you know what? I don't mind if it's not perfect. I don't need to line it all up because I actually think it will look really good if it's actually a little bit off. So I'm going to intentionally make it a little bit off. Oh, I like that a lot. Okay. So once I'm happy with it, once I know that I like what it looks like, I can say okay, and I can cut. I love that I can see what I'm working with. And guys, I happen to be working with a stamped image. We could be working with anything. We could be working with pattern paper. We could be working with lots of things. And yes, the scan and cut will scan and cut out images, but we can also use it like this when we want an image cut around something that we're working on. So cut this out. I've got this mounted on some pattern paper, and I'm just taking a pink pen and just outlining just to add a little bit of contrast. This is not going to take much. I'm turning this into a card because I know someone special that I think would really enjoy it. So I'm going back and forth in kind of a sketchy line because I don't need it to be shiny and perfect. But once I'm happy with it, I'm going to grab some hot pink sequins and sprinkle just a few. Get some out of the bottle here, little sequins and little beads, and then just take some liquid adhesive, put a few dots down on here, and that's it. I love how this turned out. I love how, and I put some foam adhesive under here, but not under this end, so it's only lifting up on one end, and that was most definitely an intentional choice. I think it looks really fun. Oh, I just love it. So now I just add some little hot pink accents, and I've got a card ready for a very special friend that I think will really enjoy it. And I've put to use something that otherwise maybe would have made it to the recycling bin because I just hadn't found the right thing for it. You know, it's really good to not just play and explore. You know, this was just watercolors and both metallic and otherwise, but this was really fun because I got something used up, and I tried something a little different with my scan and cut. I haven't done the 2-circle thing like that quite before. And I tested something out, put my machine to use, quickly made a card, but also got something from the we're just messing around with an idea phase to finished project phase. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I will see you next time.